Hello and welcome back to episode 2 of Lanzarote and the Canary Islands save on Football Manager 23. There's been a long time between episode 1 and episode 2. The reason for that is there were a lot of issues in the database that needed working out. I reached out to some people on Twitter who helped, but ultimately I ended up keeping San Marino in the game, going back, totally redoing the database, and instead replacing Gibraltar. The reason for that is San Marino, creating the Canary Islands as San Marino pulled through so many Italian names. At least with Gibraltar, we have a lot of Spanish names coming through and a lot of English names coming through, because obviously there are a lot of English expats in the Canary Islands. So I don't mind that there are a lot of English names as well as Spanish names, but just for that authentic feel, I thought I should try and get as many Spanish names in there as possible, as opposed to the sort of mishmash of mainly Italian names that we were having during the playthrough replacing San Marino. So that took about a week to get sorted, and then I've just been busy with work for the rest of it, to be honest. The reason I'm doing this update today is in-game. I will switch screens across now. There we go. In-game, we are at January 1st, 2023, so we've played 16 games out of 30 in this division. As you can see here, we've done fairly well. We're sitting third. I have checked Tenerife A team, or Tenerife main team, are 2 divisions above us, which means that Tenerife B can get promoted this year. They are currently 6 points ahead. I don't know if we will catch them, to be honest. If we don't catch them and we manage to finish second, which is the hope, we come into promotion playoffs, which is a semi-final with 8 teams. How is it a semi-final with 8 teams? Not entirely sure. However, there is a playoff semi-final and then a final with 14 teams. Okay, well, we'll see what happens when we get there. The division is split. The division's this low in Spain, which I think is the 4th or 5th tier. I think it might be the 5th tier. Is split into so many different divisions. I think there's something like 18 different local area divisions. 15, 16, 17, 18. Yeah, so 18 different divisions. The Canary Islands one is the main one that we care about, as that includes Lanzarote and basically all of the Canary Island teams. Let's look into how we've been going. So initially, in the season, a lot of issues getting started, sort of everything to about here, and then we've gone on a run of 7 games without defeat. Some really good performances in there against Las Palmas Atletico. They had Sandro up front, the ex-Everton striker. I think he must only have been there for a game, and now he's in the main Las Palmas team again. Yep. Here we go. Ex-Everton striker. We know him from playing up front for the Canary Islands occasionally. So we played against him. So obviously you have a former Premier League striker. So the B teams are quite challenging. Outside of that, the rest of the teams on the schedule have not really given us so many issues. Again, Tenerife B, fairly big issues. We have this loss, which is keeping us away from second at the minute. I think was it a late goal? No, I think it was a bad goal to concede. Maybe a goal from a corner that we've not quite worked out yet. But either way, we have 14 more games now, and just perform as well as we can in these, and hope we do have another game against this team who are second. If we can beat them, win the rest, we will be in second place. So that's the goal, really. The main reason I'm doing this today, this recording today, and not maybe a little bit later in January, is I am on the train to London tomorrow and train back on the same day for work. So I will be taking my Steam Deck and playing on the train there and on the way back. So hopefully we can get through to somewhere near summer then, and I can get the next episode out a lot faster. Tactically, we are generally playing quite a cautious, fluid, counter-attacking football. When I played Las Palmas last game, I dropped this guy back. That's why he's out of position. He is a ball-winning midfielder. I dropped him back to here, played him as a ball-winning midfielder. Basically 3 ball-winning midfielders in the middle and a couple of inside forwards on the outside. So a lot of defensive football and then just hit them on the counter-attack. Generally against the rest of the sort of teams in the division aren't Tenerife B and Las Palmas B, we can get along with this system as it is, usually with a Costa in the middle here. And then occasionally we switch to this with Dorenzo joining Gallardo up front. Gallardo is very good, however he's out of contract and would be quite expensive to sign up to a proper contract. However, if we get promoted, I would quite like to keep him. He's got 8 goals in 12 starts and 3 sub appearances. One of the better scorers in the team for sure. I think he might be the top scorer in the team. Yes. 8 goals. Next up is Dorenzo on 6. Dorenzo is Argentinian. He played for Estudiantes Buenos Aires in 2021. Spent much of his career in Argentina, a tiny bit in the 2nd division, I think, in the US. He was a massive coup. Really, really good signing. He's been fantastic this year. If we look at average ratings, the last 5 games, Raul Fernandez is the best player that we've had so far this season, which is amazing to me because he was probably one of the first names on the sheet that I wanted to replace. I did at the start of the season. I think the first game he was on the bench and Agane started alongside somebody else. Raul Fernandez came in at half time and has not left the squad since. 15 appearances, 1 sub appearance, which was the first game. Dorenzo was signed just before the season. He's been ever present. We have a couple of sub appearances here. Sergi Nus. This guy we signed on a free. Apparently he's played in the US as well. Yeah, we signed this. We got this guy on a free. He's been really, really good since he joined. I think his first appearance he was a bit shaky, but I think that might have been against the game against Tenerife B. Here we go, form. And it was this game when I think this was the game that we lost 5-3. And yeah, he was a little bit shaky to start with, but since then he's gone far and away. Probably between him and Fernandez, they're probably the best centre-back partnership in the league. Carlos Daniel is on loan from Tamarasiete, which is also in the Canary Islands. He's very good. If he gets released at the end of the year, I would quite like to pick him up on a club deal as opposed to a loan, which means Ali Martin's dropped down to the bench. Johan Ruiz came in on loan from Torino, but he's good. He just didn't do an awful lot for me. I know that he's only played, maybe 120 minutes, but he just didn't look that good. I brought in Lucas Acosta, maybe, I think I brought this guy in eventually to sort of play that more forward position, on loan from Santa Brigida. Ratinho, I want to talk about Ratinho. Since the uptake in form, he's been fantastic. He's played every game. He's scored 2 goals and 2 assists, but he is on the right compared to Dorenzo on the left. Dorenzo will get the ball and pick out a great pass. Ratinho will get the ball, run to the byline, swing across in. It's just really, really, really perfect for this tactic that I'm playing. And he feels very fast in the game. I'm not sure what his pace is. Yeah, acceleration 16. feels really, really quick in the game. He's another one that I would quite like to make permanent. But I think he would have to be released. I'm not sure we can get the money to buy him. We can approach the sign. Yeah. In terms of transfers I've made this year, I don't think I've spent any money at all. Transfer history, there we go. We have made nearly 11 grand from the sale of Ismail Traore to the Ivory Coast. Good player, just was never going to start for me ahead of Dorenzo. And he's 29, he's not going to get any better anytime soon. Looking at that, we maybe could have made a little bit more, but we're a tiny team that nobody cares about. We were never going to make more than that. Kevin Lemez and Vicente Mecca, they both went out on loan just to save some wages. And then with those wages, we brought in the likes of Kalem, Joaquin, Sergi Noose, Borga, all on loan. Oh no, sorry, a couple of frees, a couple of loans. If we look at the Canarian Premier League, I haven't actually looked at this. I'm guessing, was it Las Palmas University? They will almost definitely, yeah, there we go. Yeah, unbeaten in the league so far. Again, this is just, I don't really care too much about this league. It's just a case of trying to bring the players through for the Canary Islands professional team. I might scout some of these players and some of their youngsters. I got through the youth report for the upcoming youth intake. I think it was an A on wingers, an A on strikers, and a B on central midfielders. So nothing defensively is coming through. But we might be able to pick up a couple of wingers and a striker, hopefully. Let me think. What else do I need to show? In January, I would quite like a couple of extra fullbacks. These are good, especially a right back. I would. This is a right midfielder playing right back, and he's good. He'll work. We don't really have a lot else. Borgia's played there a couple of times as a sub. That's about all we've got, really. So I think that is probably one of the main points to look at in January. Maybe see if we can get Gallardo a proper contract. And then outside of that, it's just keeping an eye on anybody who Tenerife B, Las Palmas are getting rid of, get them in on trial, see what they can do, see if it's worth giving them a proper contract for next year. Development Centre, we don't have anything coming through. Benteke is good, but he's on loan from Las Palmas, so he's not doing anything for us. Ben Millington is here. He looks okay. Again, a left back, can play right back. I might bring him up to the first team just to see how he does at right back. We'll see about that. And then we have the Canary Islands, the national team. We've played, I think, 2 games. Yes, here we go. We played against Georgia and we played against Bulgaria. Georgia, we got beat 3-1. Not a lot to mention about it. And then Bulgaria, we had Ayoze Perez and Jesse Rodriguez score in a 2-1 victory. We then got drawn into the Euro qualifiers Group C. And it's a bit of a tough group, to be honest. We've got Croatia, Czech Republic, Finland and Greece. Realistically, I think we can take points off Finland. We can maybe take a couple of points off Czech Republic. We can maybe get a home draw against Greece. So there you're talking, let's say 6 points. Let's say a home win and away loss. 9, 10 points. We're not getting out of the group for 10 points. So realistically, we're going to need to make as much of a fortress from home games as we can. It was better than a couple of other groups we got, like Wales, France in this group, Italy and Poland in that group. There's favourites to go through in pretty much every group, and I would say in ours it's Croatia and Czech Republic. outside chance of Greece, and then between us and Finland to avoid finishing last. And that's about it, really. Let's see. Competitions, yeah, no other competitions this year, no cups, anything like that. Finances, I will go through quickly. Projection is to be bad, but to be honest, less than £1 million in 2 years is more than livable. We can absolutely deal with that. That is a sale of one good youth player. So let's just keep trying to push up the divisions, get something going in terms of youth, have I think the major issue is going to be the next division that we go up into. Let me see if I can get it up. League table rules. Here we go. It would be one of this, or this. There are 5 tiers and 5 sort of individual divisions in this tier, and there are 5 relegation spots in each. So it doesn't matter which one we go into, really. There are 2 promotion spots, 1 via a 14 playoff, and 5 relegation spots. If we can get promoted this year and then finish 11th next year in this league, that would be fantastic for Lanzarote. If we could get promoted from this league at some point soon, we go into Primera Federación Group 1 or 2. Again, 5 relegation spots, but there are 2 extra teams in this division. I think it was 2 extra teams. Yeah. There are 2 extra teams in this division. Again, a 14 playoff and 1 promotion space. And then we go into La Liga Smart Bank, which is where the likes of Tenerife and Las Palmas A teams are. I don't know if at any point we will get a B team. I don't know if when we get promoted our B team comes into the division that we're currently in. I don't know if we need to get to this level. I'm not too worried about B teams at the minute anyway, because we don't really have enough players to fill out a good first string. However, it would be nice to get up to this division and then be able to start earning some money. We have sponsorship income. Here we go. Let's say we have mid-table sponsorship here. We're bringing in £500,000. £500,000 a year. I thought there was a way to check out finishing positions, how much they pay as well, but I can't find that. No, this is just rules. Either way, minimum seating capacity here is 6,000. So at this point, we're going to be sharing a stadium with probably Las Palmas or Tenerife. And then it's a case of probably consolidating this in the second division for a while. Maybe build our own stadium there. Up to La Liga, minimum stadium seating capacity 15,000. So definitely by La Liga, we're going to be building our own stadium. So it's a case of generating as much money as possible. We'll probably stagnate for a little while in the second division. Try and earn money from buying wonder kids, selling them on. Build a stadium, have some proper income coming in, and then be able to push up from there, really. It's not a case for the next probably 10 years that we'll be buying wonder kids with the intention of playing them and keeping them. That will only really start to happen after at least 1 year in the Liga Santander. Probably 2 or 3. After 2 or 3 in this division, we should be looking maybe qualifying for is this the conference, UEFA Europa Conference League, whatever it's called, around this sort of tier. And then after that, we can look at pushing on, buying young players. Pedri will be 35 at that point, we can bring him in and make him captain. Get some of that Canarian feel through the club. But until then, it will be a case of working hard to get up to the divisions. So I will be playing this on the train tomorrow. Hopefully we can get another episode up potentially later in the week. And hopefully you can watch this one, watch that one as well, and stick around. Thank you.